Hold on. Come closer. Closer. You need to hear this. Let me just tell you this. Y'all, you don't need a thing. You don't need a physical thing to manifest whatever it is you're trying to manifest, to do any type of spiritual work. If you it's 555 on the clock. Time for change. It's time for change. 55 seconds. It's time for change. Like, come on. It's time already for us to stop wanting and desiring everything else outside of ourselves to give us the answers, to give us everything that we need. And I know it's hard because it was hard for me. Like, you guys don't understand how many times I had to die and go through this rebirthing situation for so many years, going from not loving myself to trying to figure out what love really is anyway, and then loving myself, and then loving myself, and then being able to know how to love others, right? What I'm trying to say is, I see this all the time where somebody is doing a video and they're encouraging people to, buy certain things, and telling them that if they don't have these things, they can't do a cord cutting, they can't do this, they can't do that. You need a certificate for this if you don't have that. Like, it's like, man, how in the world? This is why I have my own interpretation of, like, what spirituality even means, because right now I'm just seeing, like, it's like I saw something so beautiful, and it was like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, oh no, let the people know, give them the truth. Like, come on, let's start telling the truth and start telling people that you don't need anything physical. All the physical things like crystals and everything, that's all tools, and it helps you. And it's so good. I believe in it too. Like, it's amazing, but it is a tool. And if you don't have that, don't feel bad, because you still can get what it is you're trying to get accomplished. Like, for me, I'm telling you, I have a whole different perspective on cutting cords. And for me, it's just kind of like, okay, you telling somebody and advising someone, like, if you don't have this certain type of a cup with your bath water in it or your shower water, how are you going to cut that cord and empty it out somewhere away from your home? And it's like, oh my gosh, would you first tell them that you don't even need a cup to cut a cord? Would you first tell them that there is no cord in the first place? Would you tell them that everyone is everyone? So you're cutting off your own energy. All you need to do is block them. All you need to do is set your boundaries. All you need to do is envision and have self-control over yourself to move on, to let it go, to rise above it. What cord? Where did the cord cutting come from? Because what cord are you actually cutting? The cord that's attached to yourself, because you are you. You're always staring at yourself in the mirror. I am your reflection and you are mine. So what am I cutting myself off of? Myself. No, all you need to realize, all you need to realize is that it's just so simple. It's simple, and it's simple, but I understand how it can be hard to do. But what I am telling you is, what happens the day you do this whole ritual of cord cutting, and then next thing you know, you still have the same thoughts, the same feelings around the same people, and you wondering why something else ain't do the work, why something else didn't make it happen for you. Then you end up in the same spot. But then also realize that there are people that it works for, and you want me to tell you the secret on why it works for them? Come all the way in. This is why it works for them, because they believe it. Anything you believe works. That's why some people that don't have the same belief system as you, why you might see them rise and get certain things that you're not getting, and you're like, well, why? And they believe this and they're not believing right. It's not that they're not believing right. It's because they do believe what they believe. And they're not shifting and they're not changing in that. And for a lot of them, it's working for them. You have to figure out what it is that you believe and let that be the thing. So I know that sometimes it's hard to hear, which is why I try to make certain, You know, like I just go off of how I feel with the videos and everything, but I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but to make this video because I was just kind of like, I mean, you don't need a certificate to practice Reiki. You don't even need a class to practice Reiki. You don't need all these things that people are making you pay thousands and thousands of dollars for, but it's there for those that do need it. I'm saying you don't have to be able to access these things. But for some people like me, I'm a visual learner, and for me, I just lacked confidence, and I really didn't trust myself. I wasn't trusting others either. So for me, it was like I needed to sit down and to be able to look at myself and be like, look, this is who I am. This is what I'm connected to, and be able to just learn. But then also after I even learned and went through certain classes, I couldn't even do the very thing I paid money to do for months until I realized that I am it, and I became one with it. Once I became one, I was able to move in ways that I wasn't even taught how to move. I'm going to let that sit.